This is an 11-minute talk. I'm going to try and speed run it in 10. So let's go, no pun intended. My name is Colin Odell. I'm a lead software engineer at SeatGeek on the developer experience team, which is part of Platform. And today I'm going to hopefully try to inspire you that you should build your own CLI for your platform like we did at SeatGeek. So I'll start by talking about why we did that. I'll showcase some of the commands that we have in our CLI tool, talk about some of the critical features that we thought were really important to driving success in our tool, and then lastly, touch on adoption. Before we get started, this project is not yet open source. We do want to open source it. It's not there yet. I'm going to show as much as I can. Some of the examples will be sanitized. If you have questions, you want to see more, feel free to talk to me later. So you might be wondering, why bother creating a platform CLI? Like, why do we need this? IDPs are great. Everyone uses something like Backstage. That's awesome. And it is awesome, but you can't use an IDP for everything. There are some things that are just easier or that you can only do on your local machine. For example, as an engineer, I want to make sure that my machine is set up with all of the golden paths and best practices. I want to know that I have the right version of the AWS CLI installed, and I want to have that pre-configured for me. I want to be able to switch between my projects easily and clone new ones without having to think too much about how to do that. I want to make sure my local auth tokens are kept up to date. If they expire after 90 days, I don't want to have to go into the GitHub interface to do that, manually renew it. I want it done for me. There are some other things that you might want to do to interface with the platform where, yes, you could do that through an IDP, but maybe you just want to do it in a CLI because you're already there, working in your IDE on a day-to-day basis. So at SeatGeek, something we'll tend to do often is to pre-scale our applications ahead of like a Taylor Swift on sale, things like that. We want developers to be able to quickly freeze a deployment, roll back, and just do that with a single command that they've memorized. It'll take them 2 seconds to do that, things like that. And so that's why we developed Letsgo. Letsgo is the name of our CLI utility. It's literally what they type in the command prompt, Letsgo, and then some command. And there are a few things that developers at SeatGeek really love about Letsgo. First of all, it just works everywhere. Letsgo is pre-installed on everyone's local machines. It's available in CI. You can put it into your Docker image if you need to. Doesn't matter where you run it, it's going to work. Packaging up our golden paths into a binary lets us deliver standardization to the local workstation. So we don't just have golden paths and these nice interfaces up on the web and Backstage in our IDP. It's also right there on the user's local machine. And we use native APIs under the hood as well as native CLIs and binaries. For example, anytime that Letsgo needs to do something on AWS, it's going to use the AWS binary, which means that just by having Letsgo, you have the AWS CLI, your profiles are pre-configured, and if you want to bypass Letsgo and just use AWS, you can, and that's all set up for you. You don't have to think about it. It's just there. It just works. Letsgo has about 75 subcommands and counting. Each of those subcommands does exactly one thing. It does it well. It has first-class support for JSON output, so you can chain these together. You can build really advanced automations in Bash, which makes it highly composable. Lastly, Letsgo is inner-sourced. So our team maintains the core, but all of our sister teams on platform and even our end users contribute back, which is really awesome. So let me show you some of the subcommands that are available. Like I mentioned, we have over 75. There's no way I can showcase like a third of them. But here's a random sampling of different things it can do. I want to focus on 4 that our engineers really, really enjoy. The first one being Letsgo app rollback. So if they've accidentally deployed a faulty change, they need to quickly roll back, they can run that command. That'll do a rollback in Argo. It'll put a code freeze in GitLab. It'll send notifications in Slack, automates all of that for them. They just have to remember that one command. Letsgo login is another favorite one that gets heavy usage. Our engineers will run that at the start of their days. It'll log them into AWS. It'll make sure their Git auth tokens are up to date. Just make sure that all of their access is ready to go for the day. They won't be seeing login prompts all day long. Letsgo followed by the name of a repository is also one that people like to use. By running that, if they've never checked out that project before, it'll clone it down for them, CD them into that directory. Otherwise, if they have it, it just CDs them into it. So just a quick way to get between their workspaces. And then lastly, a bunch of commands around data stores, being able to connect to them, getting credentials for them, and I'll use that in a couple of examples here. So here's an example of what it looks like to run the Letsgo data store Postgres credentials command, getting credentials for Backstage, specifically the staging instance with read-only access. You run that, you get username, password, connection string, everything you could possibly need. You can also run it with a --JSON flag to extract out just a single field like this connection string if you needed to use that in a script. And like I mentioned before, all of our commands support this. You can use --JSON with no value here to get like a full just JSON blob, or you can target a certain field that you want to pull out. So that's what Letsgo looks like. Next, I want to talk about some of the critical features that really help to make Letsgo a success. The first one are preflight checks. So the eagle-eyed among you might have noticed these like random things flying by as the command is running. In the background of this command, Letsgo is running, I think, about a dozen different preflight checks. Because this command is getting credentials out of Vault, it's doing things like making sure you're connected to the VPN, making sure it can connect to Vault, making sure you're authenticated with Vault. It's doing all of those things in the background, and then you just have to like wait a second for all those things to run, and then it gives you the output. If all of that stuff is good, it's a quick flash on the screen and it disappears. If anything is wrong, it'll actually show you, like, here are all the things we checked, and this one, being authenticated in the staging environment, that one was not passing, but it's fixable. So not only does Letsgo detect problems with your local machine, your local configuration, it'll also prompt you, or in some cases even automatically fix issues that it detects. In this case, I just need to enter in my Okta password, and it will continue onwards. In Letsgo, we have, I think, 55 checks last I counted. They can check everything from system auth, configuration, connectivity, required binaries, making sure you have the right versions installed. It'll automatically check those things. And for 43 of those, it'll also automate or semi-automate the fixes. Behind the scenes, Letsgo is written in Go, by the way, so these are Go interfaces. This is how they are implemented. So every single checker has a unique ID. It has a function that will run and say, like, is the local system meeting this criteria or not? There are two other optional interfaces they can also implement. By implementing Fixer, you're saying that you're going to provide some kind of guidance or automation to fix that issue. So in that authenticated to Vault example, we do have a check, the check method and the fixer. And when fix runs, it'll ask the user for their password. It'll put that into the Vault config and proceed onwards. Lastly, these checkers can depend on IDs of other checkers. So you could almost imagine a tree, a hierarchy of these different checkers. So you could have a top-level one that says, like, is authenticated to Vault. And under the hood, it depends on Vault being installed, Vault being configured, being connected to the VPN, all of that stuff. Pre-flight checks are a huge thing that has really, really helped to make this project successful. Some other things that we have Letsgo doing are automatic updates. I mentioned before that this is automatically installed on every new developer's laptop. We also have this plist file we drop in there, and then every 3 hours it runs the Letsgo version upgrade command to make sure that they have the latest version. So as the platform team is implementing new changes, everyone just gets them. For anyone who wants to or needs to manually update, we do have commands to do that as well. The first two are completely identical, just upgrading you to the latest stable version. If you need to pin to a certain version, for example, maybe you have a CI job and you really, really need stability and you can't, you can't handle changes, you can pin to there. This last feature is really cool. If you're developing a new feature for Letsgo and you open a pull request against the repository, our CI pipelines will not only test and build that binary, but it'll make it available for you to test locally. So once the CI pipelines pass, run this command, it'll run it locally, or we can even give this to our end users and say, like, hey, we built out the feature you requested, run this command, check it out, let us know your thoughts. There are so many features, and I am running low on time. A few other things we have, easy installation, just a one-liner anywhere you need to install it. Every single command, every flag, every argument has full documentation. It's a mix of auto-generated docs as well as Markdown. That's all rendered out whether you use the -- help flags. It's shipped off to tech docs and Backstage. It's all there. And as I mentioned, we have JSON support in addition to text. We also have the ability to build out these really nice terminal user interfaces with Bubble Tea, which people love. The final feature that's been really helpful is telemetry. So anytime any of these commands are executed, Letsgo will phone home. It'll record what command executed, sanitize args and flags, exit code, who ran it, what version they were using. That helps us check for regressions. It lets us know when we can deprecate things. I am out of time. Last 2 slides. 100% of our engineers are using it, not because they have to, but because they love it. It works. 30,000 commands run per week. 2,000 pull requests to this from 60 different contributors across SeatGeek. Thank you for your time. Slides are here if you want to grab them, and our blog is here. Thank you.